Well, I do love our intro music. It always sends a lovely tingle
very
down my
epic.
spine before we go live.
If only you could have seen him dad dancing right behind the scenes. It was hilarious.
I was guiding the orchestra. Dance, my pretties.
Makes me want to go on an adventure. It's so dramatic, so epic.
Exactly, that's what it's all about. It's our epic show. It's an adventure. Welcome everyone to episode 11 of Let's Talk Board Games. Oh, how is everyone?
Splendid. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everyone.
Happy Thursday. Yes,
Happy Thursday.
that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, happy Thursday.
The week is nearly over.
Yes, the week is nearly over. So if you guys are watching and you're joining along with the show, do say hi. As anyone who isn't familiar with our show, we are Diary of a Lincoln Geek, and it's our show, Let's Talk Board Games. Today we've got quite a few topics to talk about. But of course, you can always ask questions and join along as we go. Our moderator, Mr. Giorgio, will be keeping an eye out for your messages. We've also got Mr. Dan below me, who is, of course, another one of our rules and fellow podcast producer. Hello.
Well, you know.
And in the corner over there is the lovely Dana girl. Hello.
Hello.
One of our reviewers on the site and fellow moderators. So, yes. Oh, we've got comments coming in already, everyone. That's quite good. It's always a good start to the show. But, yes. We have been pumping and kind of putting out there on the internet that today's special show is all about our guest, Nikita Sullivan from Atikin Games. Well, I'm afraid Nikita is very poorly and is unable to come on the show, which is very sad. But we're going to carry on. We're going to be talking about her live Kickstarter, which is live right now. We will be talking about all that. Steph will be talking about the game because she wrote the review and played the beta and was involved in play testing and in general big fan of the game, if I understand correctly.
Yes, I have already been online and backed it in full on Kickstarter. So yes, very big fan.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that more in depth as well. But yeah, like I said, the comments are flying in. George, what's going off? Who's there?
Firstly, just lots of lovely hellos from Simon. We've got hellos from Pete, who apparently likes my impressive beard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it makes me look more wizardly now, as it's basically all grey. But yes, and of course your lovely wife wishing you the best.
I've always joked that George is chaotic evil, and now he's getting the evil sorcerer beard to go with it. So you know.
Oh, that's great. That's always good. I mean, I think we're all sporting a beard, apart from the lovely.
I was going to say
Dana girl.
One that isn't.
I'm still left out.
Yeah.
I've still got more hair than all of you put together, though. So
I'm getting there.
That's true.
There is a beard in the room, though. Sam's probably there, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Samwise is hiding in the corner.
And by the way, Dana girl, I'm not sure you've got more back hair than Steph. Not Steph, Chris.
I
was going to say, George. Come on.
That's everyone. Talk right at the beginning.
Long day.
Simon says you're even less convincing as a human and still says airlock for Cylon. So I think someone's been playing Battlestar.
Every time.
Wait, I was going to. There's never a show where you don't mention the game.
I didn't mention it. It wasn't me this time. I did.
It wasn't Dan. To be fair,
I didn't break the curse.
You didn't break the curse. It was me. It was me.
Does that mean we need to recursing so that you can't say it again?
I think so. It's made its way across to the podcast as well.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
I think like the first 4 episodes of the podcast.
I mean,
Battlestar.
Controversially, George thinks he's found a Battlestar beta, so I might have a new obsession when I get a chance to play it. I know.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that later in the show.
All will be revealed. No spoilers.
Yeah, but first things first. Let's get down to the nail-biting nitty-gritty that is Kickstarter and the wonderful game that Nikita would have been here to talk to us about. Steph, would you like to please do the honors? after George shows the video.
Playful Pets, Cats and Dogs is a collection of free, cute and fun cat and dog themed board games. The games included are Feline Felonies, Canine Capers and Animal Alliance. Feline Felonies and Canine Capers are also available as standalone pocket-sized mint-tin games that are perfect for travel. In Feline Felonies, you take charge of a neighbourhood cat whose goal is to be the greatest thief around. You'll steal toys and other items cats treat as toys from around the board, as well as from other cats. Move quickly past dogs and flaunt your spoils in front of other cats to raise their value. Get the most highly valued toys home to win and be crowned the most felonious of the felines. Canine Capers is cooperative and can also be played solo. You play as dogs investigating their little country village, sniffing out clues and returning them to Canine PD to solve the imagined capers going on in their town. Watch out for sneaky cats who will steal away your clues and hide them in their toy chest. Perhaps your friends, the sly foxes, will help you in retrieving them. In Animal Alliance, the felines are still doing their felonious best to steal those toys again, and the canines are returning toys to the lost and found like good dogs. The twist is each player takes control of a cat and dog team who live in the same house. They have different goals and morals, but a combined score. Assign points to your team and have them work together and complement each other's skills to get the most points and win the day.
Hi, I'm Nikita from Atikin Games, and this is Captain, my logo and mascot.
I think I speak for most of us when I say we love our furry friends, and in a world where dogs wear glasses and sleep in plant pots and cats hide their true identities behind masks, it's not too big a leap of the imagination that cats might think themselves stealthy ninja thieves and dogs might hunt down clues to solve mysteries. Essentially, if you think of children playing cops and robbers, that's the idea behind these games. They're tons of fun, and I think they complement our feline and canine pets perfectly. They can be awfully silly and fun themselves after all. If you like the look of these games, please back the campaign and share it with your favourite pet and board game loving friends alike. I'll leave you with some more gorgeous pet photos submitted by our wonderful board gaming community.
Well, I think that was a lovely little message that Simon put there, and I think we all kind of agree that we all wish Nikita to get well soon. But also, the game looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The game's amazing. It really is. So I'm gonna take over. So I was lucky enough to get a beta copy of Feline Felonies, which is one part of the Playful Pets trio. And for anyone who doesn't know, Atikin Games specializes in doing these little mint tin games. So they are like this size. They're all super tiny, fit in your pocket. I've actually got Mini Memory Mischief, which Chris will remember was a lovely little stocking filler at Christmas for me, which is even smaller. Look how tiny and cute it is.
They really are cute.
They really are adorable, aren't they? But they are a complete board game in here. So there are dice, there are playing pieces, everything that you would expect in a large family-sized board game is in this tiny little tin. It's really is a work of marvel. And one of the beautiful things about this whole project and about what Nikita does is she makes all of these herself. So there's very little that's actually mass produced that goes into these. These are all handmade, all lovingly put together by herself. Like, how amazing is that? The game itself, George can help to jump in at any time on this as well, because he helped with the play test. It is so easy to pick up. There are nice, lovely little prompt cards. Everything's been really well thought out. How the board game itself gets put together. So obviously it has to come in small pieces to fit inside the tin. But it lays out really nicely using 6 panels that are then held in place by magnets, which is a really clever design and really well thought out. It's got some great mechanics. It's got some special moves that you can do. It's got a nice little backstabbing function where you can steal toys from other cats, which George, of course, loves, because you love anything with a traitor mechanic or a let's steal this mechanic, don't you, George?
I would say I'm getting typecast at this point, but stereotype, is it still a stereotype if it's true?
No, it's just fact if it's true. So we had George, we had Sui, who's our word nerd, also help. But yeah, you have special moves, this backstabbing function. If you roll a 1, then cats do what cats love to do, which is completely ignore what you want them to do, and actually another player gets to move your piece for you, which, depending on how much you like that person, you could either move them towards a toy or away from a toy.
That sounds very realistic, that bit alone, to be honest.
Yeah.
My cats roll a lot of 1s. They never do what they're told.
The ginger kitty in the video who was playing with the tin was actually Ichigo, who was fascinated by these teeny tiny little rattling pieces in here. So he was like, "What's that?" So he tried to steal their feline felonies, which I thought was adorable and very apt. Very
ironic.
But yeah, no, it's just so beautifully put together. It's so simple to pick up. Everything fits in this lovely little tin that can just fit in your pocket. The Kickstarter campaign actually has several different levels to it. So you've got the Playful Pets, which is the Feline Felonies, which is the one that we reviewed. Canine Capers, which is another mint tin style game, and then Animal Alliance, which is a combination of the two, all in one box. But you can also buy just the Feline Felonies or just the Canine Capers if you want to. You can also go back and purchase, through the Kickstarter campaign, other mint tin games from Atikin Games, like the mini Memory Mischief. I'm going to do a 60-second review on this, so that's coming up soon, so keep an eye out on that. I've decided I'm going to back the whole thing on Kickstarter. Oh, there's a lovely link there. Thank you, George. I've already backed the whole bundle, which is the Playful Pets and all of the previous games as well. I know I already have a mini Memory Mischief, but I thought what I could do is I could put it in somebody else's stocking filler and pass on the lovely work. But yeah, everything is designed by Nikita, and everything's put together by hand. And the turnaround time for this Kickstarter as well is really quite swift. So normally when I back a game on Kickstarter, I'm looking at sort of 8 to 12 months for fulfillment. But she's hoping to get this out by Christmas. So and she's doing it on her own. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? So
more stocking fillers for you there, Chris.
More stocking fillers.
Yeah.
It's already 57% funded, and we're only 2 days in. So
Yeah.
I know. The response has been brilliant, and when you go on the Kickstarter page, you can see all of the people that have done beta testing and done reviews, and there's links to all of the individual people who've sort of helped review and play test all of the different games. So you can actually go onto the Kickstarter and read the reviews on the Canine Capers side of things as well. And it's all really nicely sort of put together, and everybody's mentioned, and bless her, I do feel like this is kind of like a community support for this standalone woman, just getting out there and putting these games out there for people. I love it.
Yeah, no, it is good, and I love the fact that the support that she has across Twitter as well. It's nuts, and followers of her have come over to us on the show, and that's how our Twitter's kind of blown up as well. So some of the stuff that we've done for each other is incredible. This community is incredible.
it really is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, George, can you bump up the mic level?
Pick up a bit.
I'm very sorry. There's actually a problem with my headset. I'll have to shout louder at you.
Just act like Brian Blessed, George. What games have you been playing? So, Steph, have you played all 3 of the games then?
I've played the Feline Felonies and I've read all of the reviews for the Canine Capers.
Ah, gotcha.
So I because I only sort of put forward for the Feline Felonies, I thought I should probably read up on the Canine Capers, and there isn't a single bad review on it. They're all fantastic. Everyone's really positive about it. Everyone loves in Canine Capers you have to like solve little gather clues to help solve little mysteries that are in the in your neighborhood. The cats are constantly trying to steal those clues away from you, and
cats. Yeah.
I know they're terrible.
I think it's the casting is great. The cats are definitely the villains in this piece. I feel. As the owner of 4 cats, I can testify to this very much so.
Oh, we have 2, and they're both quite evil.
Naughty little boys.
Yes, they are. In fact, they're. I don't. If you hear any crashing sounds, that's them on the other side of the iPad, actually running off with. I think it's a bottle top.
Actually stealing
that they've stolen.
So,
yes, actually stealing something, stealing a bottle top.
Amazing character work. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's like my animals view that the show was about feline felonies, because my ginger cat Tabitha, she prior to this show decided she wanted to be ill in the bedroom.
Yes, about 3 minutes before takeoff.
Yeah, and ironically, she caught a bird in the garden earlier, which we managed to rescue. So she knew something was going off today.
Oh, she wanted vengeance.
Yeah,
you saved that bird.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. There's a customize function as well. I forgot to mention on the Kickstarter. So what you can do is you can get a customizable kit for any of the games, where you get to choose your own coloured pieces. So if you have a ginger cat, you can have a gold piece, and if you have a white cat, you can have a white piece, and you can to an extent sort of pick your favourite colours to represent your favourite cats.
Nice.
So yeah, I quite liked that.
I would say she's still one woman, still only the supplies of mankind to work. But,
Yeah, I think she has the world's supply of meeples.
Yeah.
I think she makes the world's supply of meeples. No wonder she's so poorly. She's working so hard.
Yeah. Well, Steph's review of Feline Felonies is on the website. There's a link down below on screen.
And it's already in the comments as well.
Yep. And spoilers, she seems to quite like it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. So feel free, go check it out, guys. But it's a great game, and definitely worth checking out. And if you do like the look of it and you like our review, then go back it. Go back that game.
And a wonderful way to end. I think we need to see Ichigo stealing the game again.
Yeah, go on then.
So cute.
I found the mini memory mischief in Sam's shoe the other day, so he really licked that one.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah, brilliant. So, of course, now normally we would, have the guests, have questions from our lovely viewers, but unfortunately, because we have no guests, we're changing the format of the show. We're going back to a little bit of the old style, and we're going to have a little chat about some of the games that we've been playing. Shock, horror, more games, game show. So, Mr. Dan, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm going to have to do some improv because I'm not prepared for this.
Did you not do your homework, Dan?
I didn't know. What can I say? Well, I've been playing digital games. That's all I really get to play at the minute until the world goes back to normal, or as close to normal as possible. What can I really talk about? I did get a couple of games in the Steam Summer Sale, because that always gives my wallet the beating of its life as soon as that appears. And I've got loads of digital board games on my wish list. I think I've got one there. I'm just going to bring up the name, so I forget the name. It's Sagrada. It's where you make kind of stained glass windows out of rolling dice, and you need to try and make the best patterns of numbers and colours to score points. So it's just a dice rolling game. It's a nice light game, which I'm going to try and talk some other people into buying so I can play against them.
Okay.
What else have I been doing? Well, I suppose mainly I've been playing games asynchronous. It's kind of like the digital version of doing a move by chess, and then messaging someone that you've done your move, and then you're waiting for them to do their move. It just kind of brightens up the day a bit, doesn't it, George? Who's my regular nemesis in these games? What do we play
I will
today?
have my vengeance.
I think I'm on a bit of a winning streak, but I'm sure it's not going to last any moment
Dan,
now. Yeah.
Quick question. I know what it means, but not all of our viewers may know. But what's asynchronous mean when you're referring to games?
Well, in Dictionary Corner, asynchronous is where, well, it's not live. Essentially, one person can do a turn, and then the game patiently waits for the next player to do their turn, and then it goes back to you and back and forth, or depending on how many players there are, rather than synchronous, which I imagine is everyone playing at the same time in real time. Playing online against random people asynchronous is a bit risky because you might have to wait several months before they do their next move. But best way of playing it with friends, I think, is asynchronous. You can just do a move, message your friend, you've done your move, go back to work or whatever you wanted to do, and then just continue as you like. And we kind of it helps pass the time, doesn't it, George? It's a good way.
It does indeed. Nice little things just help keep in touch. Really works quite nicely. We've got a lot of games on at the moment. And so we do regularly let people know on our Discord when we are playing. So if you want to play games with us, just make sure you get over on the Discord. The link is ticking its way over the bottom of the page as we speak soon.
Nice plug, G.
Very smooth.
Soon. Yes, there we go. It's now on the screen. So yeah,
that's our Discord.
Come say hello, and maybe you'll be playing with us next time.
Yeah, feel free to join in. We play games like Terraforming Mars. We played Raiders of the North Sea today.
We play the cursed game that we don't actually. You're not allowed to speak of every now and then.
we played the cursed game, but I'm not allowed to talk.
What was that one you were just talking about?
Raiders of the Raiders of the North Sea.
Okay, what's that like?
It's a fairly light worker placement game where you're playing as Vikings. And it's you have to gather your resources and then go on raids to get more resources to help you exchange for victory points. And there's only so many places you can go to before the other players get there first. So you have a bit of strategy about, do you try and make a better crew first, or do you get the easier raids out of the way for lesser rewards? But and it's it's fun, and you can play it usually about 45 minutes, I think.
Okay.
We have been having a bit of trouble playing it online.
How dedicated you are.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. One of the things that makes it a bit different from usual worker placement games is you place one of your little meeple chappies, and then to activate that location, and then for your second action, you remove a meeple from another location and activate it that way. So that way you have to place one, then pick one up. You can't just like fill all the spaces up. It's kind of this. So there's a strategy to which one do I pick up first, or do I place there first? That kind of thing.
Oh, I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's
making sure that which orders you stop other people doing things in as well. So do you deliberately block something so they can't place their new shiny on there? Because some buildings, depending on, there's three colours: workers, black, grey, and white. And some buildings have better effects depending on the colour of your meeples. So by blocking some, you can prevent them from getting the better effects.
And if you play one of your better meeples, the next person can just pick it up the next go themselves, kind of thing. So it's quite fun. It's quite fun. Check it out. It's it's one of the quicker games to play, I think.
Is that another Steam one?
It is. I've only played in Steam, but it's quite well regarded on the Board Game Top 100 as well. I think it's quite high up. I'd have to bring up the list. I can't remember. I think it's in the top 20. I think.
Was that in the Steam summer sale by any chance?
It wasn't. No, I've had this one a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, playing this one a fair amount. Man, it's just sort of gone a bit out of rotation.
Yeah, we've got a few games, so we try and rotate between them, and we've also got Tabletop Simulator, which basically gives us every game in the universe. So,
providing someone ported it or created it,
yeah, pretty much.
Ranked 92 on Board Game Geek.
Never a bad thing.
Just to catch up on, did Simon say he's played Sargadia as well? Did I miss that comment?
He played Sagrada as well.
Sagrada, yeah. Oh, I might have to have a go. Have you got it on Steam? If you have, I'll happily have a go with you on it.
No, I did not know Steam have done a handheld, apparently, according to Wanmin. Wow. I may have to check that out. That is awesome. Someone,
That does-
admin, get on that. I want to see what that looks like. G,
I know.
get on that.
I know there was talk of them releasing a console at some point, but I
There
don't
was,
think that
and
went.
it didn't do very well.
Did you know KFC released a console? You can like cook a chicken while you're playing games. That's not satire. It's true.
You're joking.
It's true.
That has to be a joke, really.
There had to be an April Fool.
I'll try and find the link for you afterwards. This is a board game podcast. We have to stay on topic.
All right. Well, look.
Now everyone thinks I'm insane. I will try and get that link.
Anyone who doesn't know you thinks you're insane now. Everyone who knows you knows you're insane.
Yeah, but now they've got proof I'm insane. I'm talking about a KFC console. If someone else talks, I'm going to try and find evidence of it.
Okay, no, that's fine.
For the people out there, the people need to know.
Onmin says apparently it's called Steam Deck.
Interesting.
That's interesting. I need to know more about that. We'll find out about that because it means I can play board games on a handheld. Anyway, back to the topic. We recently, my game that I'm going to talk about is a game we got recently approached about doing a review for. Initially, they were giving us a discount code so we could buy it, and we said, "Well, we've not reviewed this."
I know what you're going to talk about. Going to talk about.
Exactly. So we said, "Oh, can you send us a copy to review?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course we did."
I want this game.
And of course, yes, it was provided, and Samwise, our reviewer, which happens to be Dino Girl's better half, has reviewed it, and it's going to be live on the site tomorrow. So if you want to check out what Evil Core's like, then check out on our website tomorrow. The review will be going live. I'm going to do a little bit of a leak. The fact that Steph was excited about it.
It's really good.
Exactly. I very nearly stole that copy. I nearly did Founders Rules, and to say, I'm taking that back off you.
The only reason he didn't is because Samwise happens to be married to me.
Yeah.
And Chris is scared of me.
But I was joking around and mentioned this to the guy at Evil Core. And they sent me one. So thank you very much, Evil Core.
Yay!
That is amazing. They didn't have to do this. So we have a copy. This game is amazing. The review will reflect that, I'm sure. But do check it out. It is a great game. And you can still get it, and it's available on their website. But no, check out the review because it's being released at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. But yeah, we played it between Dino Girl, Samwise, myself, and my wife, and yeah, I think it could be a new gateway game.
A new gateway game?
Yeah, it's good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Did you play it multiple times? So how long is the game?
Right. Well, we did a learning game.
Okay.
And we fell in love with it in learning mode.
In the training game.
Yeah. Training game. Training game was a huge hit.
Yes, it was. So,
your wife was amazing. I'm not sure I understand this. I win.
That's his wife's strategy.
My wife.
It is.
I don't know what I'm doing, and then destroys everybody. That's it. I'm not falling for your tricks, Kat. If you're watching this.
Oh, she is. Yeah. She is here.
She is.
Oh, yeah. She's watching it. Yeah. She's already commented, and she does agree that the game is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you want to see our official review, of course, do check out the all-important website, because let's face it, that's what we're all here about, because we all like review board games. Quickly, before we move on to G or Dino Girl, I just wanted to remind people that we are going to UK Games Expo this year. Yes, we are. We're really excited about it. It's going to be our first event as reviewers. We're going to be at the event. We're going to be live streaming, talking to some of these game designers, and live streaming maybe some games, and just basically having some fun. So we'll have our official Diary of a Lincoln Geek t-shirts. So if you spot us, come and say hi, and we'll have a chat with you, and probably even have a game with you, and maybe even.
Now the question is, Chris, are you prepared enough that you've got one on to show everyone what they look like?
No.
Fail.
No.
I agree. That is a fail.
I didn't want to spoil it. I don't want to ruin them. I don't want to have to put it through the wash.
How will they recognise us?
Well, if you go onto the website, you will see the t-shirts because you can actually order them yourself. So if you'd like one of your very own Diary of a Lincoln Geek t-shirts, T-shirt, you can go onto our Etsy store and order one. But the staff ones are slightly different. The volunteers. Yeah, it is awesome. We love it. I think Dan has done some research and he's found some information. Dan?
I've posted the link. I don't know if you can easily share that in the stream. I don't know if you can grab that, George.
I think George can. He said
It's
it
up
all
to you.
up before.
I've sent you an image on Discord as well, just if you want to put a screenshot, but that might not work on this. I don't know. It's improv. I see Kat's done an angel emoji in the comments. Yep, not fooling anyone, Kat.
Yeah,
I played werewolf against you. I know what you're capable of.
I'm going to be right back.
Are you checking that link? Is he off to buy a KFC console? Is that where he's
No,
going?
he's going to go get one of the T-shirts. He's running up the stairs. I can see him in the reflection of the mirror.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with
If
a
you
board
want
game.
KFC console, there is the KFC console.
It's nothing to do with board games. That's just to prove that I was not hallucinating. It's real and it's not a hoax. It hasn't been released yet.
Are you sharing that, George?
I did put a quick banner on the screen. I will also load the page myself. We will prove.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Everyone thought it was a hoax, but it wasn't. Apparently, though, it's basically just like a mini PC in a box that you can cook. So it's not like an actual console, but we'll see. Anyway, hey, there's the shirt.
Thoroughly approve. Thoroughly approve.
There we go. We've accidentally sponsored the KFC console.
Power your hunger.
Pete knows about this.
Forged from the fires of KFC.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you see us walking around at UK Games Expo with this T-shirt on, feel free, come along and say hi. So much fun. So much fun. But yeah, you can order your own very own version of one of these.
Very cool.
Right.
Very cool.
Right, okay. So we did you, Dan. Steph, what have you been playing? Anything interesting?
Thanks,
What
Simon.
haven't I been playing? Actually, this last week I've not been able to play games for a really long time because I work in healthcare, so obviously lockdown, coronavirus is having quite a big impact on my work life, and work-life balance is more work than life. But this week it seems to have kind of like my brain's sort of gone, games are more important. So last week, myself and Giorgio went to York, and I spent a large fortune in Travelling Man. So shout out to the guys at Travelling Man in York for their suggestions and their help in selecting some games. Everything that you pointed me towards has been amazing, and there will be reviews to follow.
Are they all cat-themed games? I just feel like I need to ask.
There are at least 2 cat-themed games, actually. Yes. So I have the Cat Lady, which is one that I did a 60-second review on, which is adorable because you basically are like a crazy cat lady, and you have to try and gather as many cats as possible. But all the cats that you collect, you have to be able to feed to them. Because otherwise they'll just like wander off and leave you. But it's really sweet and simple, just a nice little card game. I actually quite kind of liked it. So I've put a nice little 60-second review up on that. And then the other cat themed is actually an expansion to Exploding Kittens. So I have Exploding Kittens. I have the Not Safe for Work edition Exploding Kittens. And I thought I had every expansion, but apparently not this one. So I've not tried this one yet. So I've bought it, but
I've never even heard of that one.
No, I was the same. I saw it in the box and I was like, what is this? What is this? You're very welcome, Simon. I work in the manufacturing side, actually, so we make a lot of the tools that the NHS workers are using right now, and we've had nothing but glorious support from members of the public. It's been fantastic. It really has. It's been very hard work for everybody across the whole chain, and how some people have managed to survive the crazy hours and the crazy pressure is unbelievable. I've also picked up an adventure game. So this is one of the types of games where it's a little bit like board game meets roleplay. So what you do is you travel around the board, which evolves based on what clues you look at in what order. So there's a little book with numbers in, and basically when you get to a certain section, you have to find the number in the book and read through it, and that helps you progress the story.
That's cool.
Yeah, no.
Reminds me of the Choose Your Own Adventure novels.
Yes, exactly. So if you're kind of new to roleplay games, or you're new to sort of adventure games as a whole, or even board games or card games, because this has kind of got a mix of everything, I thought this was nice and cute. And this is like 2 to 4 players. So I've just done the first part of this, so I'm going to be having a bit more of a go of that, and then like doing a review. And then I had to go back to some classics, so I dug out Gloom. So
Gloom.
I love Gloom, and I have
really
the Fairy Tale expansion and the Cthulhu expansion as well. So for those of you that don't know, Gloom, can we call Gloom classic now? It's been out for about 10 years, the original.
I don't know, what's the benchmark for classic? That might be a separate topic on its own.
I know, that might have to be, but no, I was introduced to Gloom from the Will Wheaton tabletop episode. And what you have are these wonderful little cards that, as you can maybe see, are actually see-through with a character. And then you have these placement cards, which are also see-through. And what you do is you play them on your character, so you can change the status of your character as you go through. It's absolutely fantastic. And the idea of these games, so aptly named Gloom, because sadness is the way to win.
Yeah.
If you're having a really bad day, this is great to like unleash some karma, because basically what you have to do is you have to make them miserable.
Yeah, but in a funny way. There's it's one of those games where the players really make the game, I think.
You have to tell the story as you go.
Mauled to death by ducks or something like that.
Oh yes, Pete. So I've just noticed Pete's put Gloom is fantastic. I wasn't aware of the expansion. So we have Fairy Tale Gloom. So again, this is looking at things like Goldilocks and Snow White, Puss in Boots, Pinocchio. There's all these kind of little not Disney-esque, because obviously that's infringing on trademarks and stuff, but some really sort of classic Brothers Grimm, like the Grimm side of the Brothers Grimm stories. And then we've got Cthulhu Gloom, which obviously, thou shalt not speak of Cthulhu. But it is fantastic. Again, this is about terror and about like complete and pure insanity of the whole thing. There are other expansions to Gloom. There are for the original base game. There are some smaller card decks as well, of which I've got, I think, 3 out of the 4 of them. But I had to go back to Gloom and just have a bit of a reshufty on that. We haven't done a review on that one, have we?
We haven't. No, we probably should do.
Soon, then, people.
I wonder if they play that on tabletop, because that might be a good one to stream. It's kind of one of my favourite things about Gloom is the way you can kind of interfere with the other players is by playing nice events on them.
Yeah, so happiness.
Happily got married. And like, no, happiness. The happier your characters are, the least points you get at the end. So, you have to try and counter the good events. Really good.
I love it when the family dog gets married.
Yeah, the family dog gets married.
The family dog gets married. It's always lovely when that happens. So, but yeah. And then finally, before we go into Giorgio, I just got myself Evolution.
Oh, nice.
Which it was a little bit hard to get my head around the end of turn phase where you have to divvy up the food. But once I got my head around it, it was amazing. So here you have to create species with different animal traits, such as having long necks or being scavengers. You put food into a supply chain, and then at the end of the turn, the number of species you have to feed from that supply chain, and anyone who can't get fed goes extinct. And it's about selecting cards that adapt your creatures to survive, and basically, like, the longer they live, the more points you get at the end. And the artwork on it's fantastic. It's really bright, really vibrant, and it's got dinosaurs on it. So
Win-win.
It had to be done. It had to be done. So yeah. So this last week I've done nothing but board games. Although I've
very
also got
jealous.
some RPGs in the mix, and I've got some really nice, exciting news coming up, probably for next month's show for RPGs. So
Cool.
stay tuned and watch out.
There are a few people on the comments saying, they want to try and get maybe some of the expansions. Well, I don't believe they're available on Amazon, Pete, but they are available from Traveling Man and other local game retailers. So do check out your local game retailers as well. Do try and support them, not just the big conglomerates.
That's it. Sticking up for the little guy, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Traveling Man, and they are local to York. Of course, here in Lincoln, we've got Comic Culture, and we also have Titan Games. Is it?
Titan Games. Yeah, Titan Games. The crew down there are fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've also got the what's the other one down at the retail outlet? Not the Battle Bunker. Battle Bunker closed down.
That Battle Bunker was Stubbsy's. We miss you, Stubbsy.
Yeah, I know. We miss
if you're
you,
watching this, we love you.
Yeah, maybe you should come on the show, Mr. Stubbs.
Yeah.
Your legacy. Move on.
Yes. Yeah.
It's your fault. Cat likes board games.
No, it's my fault. She met me.
Well, actually, I think it's Mice and Mystics that got her into board games. Technically,
it helped that I played essentially with the first. So.
Fun
Yep.
games. Fun games.
Shout out to your friendly local game store, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
think we had
Shout out your local game stores, everyone.
Yeah. Tag them all in the comments.
Yes, please
Let them
do.
know that
Tag
we
them
love
all.
them.
Yes.
It's a hard time for all small businesses with
Exactly.
COVID. We've got to help them.
Exactly, and let them know that about the show if they don't know it already. We'll always welcome guests, and if any of the local traders would like to come on the show to chat about a game they've got in stock or any particular releases they're aware of that we may not know about, then let us know. But anyway, that brings us over to Mr. George.
It is Mr. George. I say, like Steph, I may have also spent an inordinate amount of money at Traveling Man York. They were very happy.
The exact value will never be published.
But you've just applied for a second mortgage. Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
I'll say, it's funny that Dan mentioned me being his nemesis because that's what I got.
I'm very jealous.
Other little bits and pieces.
I'm very jealous.
You should have seen his face light up.
When he saw that, yeah.
As soon as he saw it, it was on the top shelf. And he just saw it and he was just like,
I've read about it.
The price.
He just
no, he
bought
didn't.
It was blank. He could write his own price on it. The shop guy could, and you would have bought it.
Yeah, I've been looking for a copy for ages and couldn't quite do it. And then I was just in that mood, and it was just that. Yep, mine.
It basically looks like my ideal game. But why don't you describe it, George? What's it about?
It is most definitely, because it is not licensed products, it is most definitely not Xenomorphs. They are not Xenomorphs. There is no affiliation with the Alien franchise.
New resemblance to aliens
They
is
are
strictly coincidental.
intruders. They are intruders. They're not Xenomorphs. Are we all clear on that? Good. Right, so the Xenomorphs...
Xenomorphs with Z. Xenomorphs.
have definitely invaded your ship, the Nemesis, as you awaken from the hibernatorium. You have to find out how much damage they've done and try and get out alive, hopefully, whilst completing your objectives. You have personal objectives and you have corporate objectives, and once you realise how balked your situation is when you encounter the definitely not Xenomorphs, you have to decide what your true objective really is going to be. Your objectives can range from, simple things like survival to, stabbing that person next to you. You know.
So when I said earlier that George likes the backstabby,
He's typecast slightly, isn't he?
yeah.
So basically, you want to escape the aliens, but you want this other person not to survive. Basically, they're going to have an accident from the aliens, right?
You just have to run faster than they can. That's all.
There is an optional mode as well, where the first person who dies then gets to play as the aliens as well.
Nice.
Oh.
That's just got suicidal, I think.
Yeah.
However, there is also a version of the game where you can play it fully cooperative as well.
Yeah,
so
I like it when games do that.
Have to kill each other. You don't have to do it.
But it's xenomorphs, it's aliens, you got to kill each other.
Yes, but yeah, in the co-op version, that you have a pool of shared objectives to try and complete instead, which also allows it to be played as a solo player, which is something which is always very good nowadays, especially for those of us who, don't have lovely partners who like to play games with us all the time, or who are busy at times. That it's nice to have solo modes on games these days.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I've only managed to get it out of box once so far. I have already invested another inordinate amount of money to get all the gear to paint it up fully, because this is going to have to be painted up fully, properly, and investing a lot of time in it. So, yeah.
It does have some of the best looking kind of models I've seen in a game for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the models are really impressive, actually. Yeah.
I was going to say, George, do you have any images you can share with anyone, just so people can see?
I don't have them easily to hand. I know that Dan spammed our Discord. So I will let you search for.
I could try and send you an image if you like, George, for you to share.
It's fine. No, if you want to check them out, you can check them out on our Discord, and you can join our Discord at the same time.
Yeah.
If you aren't already a member.
I mean, like viewers watching now, like if you have games that have miniatures that obviously come just as flat grey or beige or whatever, like, do you always like to paint them, or are you always like absolute? Like myself, I'm always petrified I'm going to like mess it all up. So I have some games that I have attempted to paint, and other games that I don't want to ruin the pieces. So like, let me know in the comments, like, should you paint your figures, or should you like leave them as they were, as like mint in box kind of condition?
Well, this is the thing, right? Okay. I was dead excited about the Labyrinth board game when that came out, and the miniatures were stunning. And I actually had a friend of mine paint them, Rick from Gremlin Miniatures. He's on Facebook if you want to look him up, and he painted them and did a really nice job. It was a shame the game sucked. So I ended up getting rid of it, which is a real shame, because the models are really nice. I probably should have kept it in the long run. But, it's one of those
Just keep the
things.
models and sell the rest. There were some cool miniatures.
Yeah. But there are times and places where you want to do the game's justice. And another game that I really like where all the miniatures are in, which is Talisman. And I also asked him to paint those for me as well, and he did a really nice job. So I'm a great believer in painting your miniatures, because it adds depth to your game.
Well, I've seen a couple of comments pop up where people are like, nah, leave them, or I like Simon, I'm naturalist.
I'd only do it if you're confident with painting them, probably. Because I used to play 40k, and my original guys that I painted just looked like horrific mutants, even though I wasn't playing as the mutants. It's kind of like just very blobby, very. But the more you paint, the more experience you get, and then I suppose it just makes your copy of the game your own, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if you feel
and there he is. In fact, he's popped up now. Richard,
hey!
there you go. He's the painter.
Well, if you don't feel confident, send him to Richard. He's a very good painter. I'll testify.
He is very good.
Yeah, Rick, if you want to paste the link to your page, please do, and we'll
Can
put
you
it
paint
up
these models that are on the screen now? That's the challenge.
They are stunning.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
Rick, get your fingers on those greasy boys. They look amazing.
Would they be greasy?
There is a slime function in the game, so yes, they are greasy.
But also,
there we know. The question has been answered.
It depends if they've been playing the KFC game, because then they probably would be quite greasy.
Resin Cat miniatures have a release agent, and if you try and paint straight onto it, it'll just peel off. So the best
That's
thing
why
you
you
actually
should
can
always
do,
prime your models.
or before you even prime them, it will even take the primer off, is to actually wash them in warm, soapy washing up liquid and water, scrub them, let them air dry, and then prime them. I used to paint models. I used to work for Games Workshop a long time ago, so I know a few things about painting models. But Rick is your man if you want to commission anyone local to Lincoln.
And he's done another comment. I think we're making him blush.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, well, credit to check out his thing on Facebook and look at some of his World War recreations. Some of them, when they've been turned into antique photos, look like the real thing. Yeah. So
Some more good advice there. Thin your paints. Yeah.
Yeah,
Less is more. It's been so long since I've been painting. I've probably gone back to the original standard of my painting, which is just get the model and blop it in the paint, basically.
But yes, I certainly look forward to stealing Dan away one night so that we can have our dirty little games of Nemesis.
When was the last time you had nothing like that, Dan?
It's been so long,
I think it
George.
will replace the space of Battlestar in his heart.
Blasphemy. Heresy. Do we have an airlock nearby, Chris?
I'm not sure.
Can we just
I'm
flush
not sure.
flush this person out the airlock?
Yes.
High praise indeed. We'll have to see. I'm looking forward to playing him. Because basically, I love Aliens, the movie. I love sci-fi games. I love kind of action-y games. I love games with like hidden loyalties. Yeah, so it's right up my street.
Excellent. Cool. Well, that's everything from me on Nemesis for now. But keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure a review will be coming onto the website soon.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So there you go. For anyone who wants to go check it out, that is Gremlin miniature model painting. Go check it out. It's in the comments. You can click on it and go check them out. There's some great stuff.
Excellent.
But yes, I think we've done quite well for the show today, guys. It's been a good show. Lots of good content. Lots of great chats. I just wanted to pick on a point there that that Pete put up here earlier. The fact that he used to play 40k and wasn't so great at the painting, then it turned out so great.
We've all been there.
Look, we've all been there. That there's lots of great tutorials out there. Let's face it. YouTube is your friend. And if you still don't want to do that, go to Rick.
I mean, to be honest, I had some badly painted models, but they were just the ones that got shot first. They were the human shields.
We all live and learn.
The better looking guys were at the back, just looking handsome,
Yeah.
But the ones at the front.
Going back to Kickstarter, has anyone got anything really cool on Kickstarter at the moment, other than Nikita Games, the Atikin Games by Nikita, which is our hotspot feline felonies? Has anyone else got anything like that they really can't wait to turn up from Kickstarter?
Well, I haven't backed
Too many.
anything recently because I'm trying to move house at the moment.
You got to sort your priorities out, Chris. Come on.
So I can't speak for me, but anyone else?
I've got
Dan, what about you?
There's one I'm looking at, but I haven't backed yet. I don't know if it's available. Yeah, I'm just looking it up now, actually. It's actually a solo game. So it's funny. Funny George mentioned that. It's called Final Girl. Basically, it's a horror game, but like it's based on the trope where you always have the one girl that survives to the end of the horror movie.
Cool.
And you're playing as that girl, and you've got to try and outwit either the killer or the ghost, and you can mix and match all the different horror tropes that you're playing against. So it could be like a poltergeist you're fighting against, that kind of thing. But I've not prepared anything for that. I might talk more in depth about that later. It's one I'm looking at, and it's a solo game, which is cool.
Yeah, I like the idea of solo games or games that have a solo function. And I have noticed that solo games or games that are sort of designed for 2 players. So I've recently bought Watergate, which is a 2-player game.
Oh, cool.
And obviously, like I've started noticing that there are a lot more solo functions or specifically 2-player games popping up. Obviously, probably as a consequence of lockdown. There's some really good ones. So I have Apex behind me, which is a dinosaur predator-based game, and that has a solo function. Yeah.
Yeah,
George, what are you backing?
I think just Simon. Question from Simon. I've actually got X of the game. I haven't tried it out yet because it's a legacy game, isn't it?
Yes.
I need to find the group dedicated enough to.
I'm not sure I could destroy cards.
It's part of the fun. You're never going to play the game again.
I'm not sure I could do it. I could probably have like a lockbox.
Room in a box.
Set yourself free. It's so liberating. It's amazing.
Well, we've got a podcast coming up soon, very much all about.
We are talking about this. We are talking about it.
Yeah. I'm just at a loss, regarding it.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted your question to George, didn't I, Steph?
Yeah, I was just wondering if George had anything really cool on Kickstarter that he was backing at the moment. In fact, no, I know he is because I'm backing the same one.
Well, I was saying I've got 7 on the go at the moment. That I'm waiting.
Oh, I think you've beaten me then.
I've backed Buru from Crafty Games, which you might have seen on our 24-hour live stream. I've got 4 which are due in the next couple of months. There's Mantis Falls, which is a 2 to 3 player hidden agenda game. Yeah, I know I'm typecast. I say Pachacuna, which is another 2-player game, which is from the same guys that did Darwin's Choice. If you've ever heard us talk about that lots, which I know that Dino Girl is getting round to the review, it's just a matter of when. She's the one who introduced us to it, and I absolutely love it, and that's why I'm also getting Darwin's Choice as part of this Kickstarter in there. Obviously, Playful Pets, Streets from our lovely September guest Dave at Sinister Fish, Wonmin's wonderful Kickstarter Sisyphus, and the semi-latest one called My Father's Work, where you play as a mad scientist, having to pass down the knowledge through your generations to complete your master plan. Which basically becoming a werewolf and things like that, and it just looks awesome.
I've seen most of those, and they all look great. I've also seen Distilled, which also looks very good. It's at ridiculous levels of Kickstarter. It's gone over and way beyond the big stretch goals. It's gone nuts. I don't think they need any more people to back it, but I still like the look of it. But I'll wait for it to, get to stores.
Yeah.
If it goes to retail.
I think, George is backing My Father's Work, as am I. The other game that I'm backing is actually quite an unusual one for my collection. It's Siege, which is based on the Rainbow Six franchise, which is obviously very different from anything that I've ever played. But I was a massive fan of the games, video games. So that kind of struck a chord with me. I was like, that looks amazing. So it's kind of you have the two sides. You've got the terrorists and your extraction team sort of playing off against each other, and it's a little bit of very similar to some of the sort of styles of 40k. You've got your line of sight, you've got your movement options, you've got a lot of miniatures involved in it, but all based around the Rainbow Six franchise, which I'm actually quite excited about, considering I've not really my board games tend to be things like Takenoko and Dixit and all like the sort of fanciful ones. So something having like a proper war core to it's very different from me. So quite looking forward to that.
From those games.
Oh yes.
Steph, talking of board games that have been done from video games, what about that's a dinosaur game. Sorry, it's gone from my head.
Jurassic Park?
Archer. She's an archer. She's Wildlands.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Thank you. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Don't worry, Chris. I will save you.
Thank you.
Horizon.
That looks very good.
Board games and video games could be a topic all on its own, because I know a couple of good ones.
Yeah. Well, when you do a podcast on that, let me know.
Yeah. No, we will.
I won't go talk about it now because I haven't got many times. But Bioshock, did anyone play those games?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
And there's the board game of that where you're actually playing as the bad guy and you've got your own mission to do, and the hero just keeps popping up and messing all your stuff up. and the hero's really tough to kill. And if you kill him, he just respawns again because he's a video game character. It's quite a clever way of doing it. I might have to do a more detailed review on that. But
yes, do it.
There's no digital version of that, unfortunately. I love it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I think we've come to the end of the show. We've breached the hour, guys, without even trying. We could go on longer. We're not going to do 24 hours, though. Don't worry.
24 hours.
24 hours was fun, but it was tough.
Challenge accepted.
But if you have enjoyed the show, because we enjoy doing it, so if you'd like to donate to us, donate to the channel to help keep us going, or just to get us a drink, then you're more than welcome to. You can go to the link. There's also the link also in the comments. If you'd like to donate to the channel, that would be lovely. But also, if you're any board game, designers out there that you're about to be doing Kickstarters for, and you'd like us to review your games, then do get in touch via the website, which of course is www.doalg.co.uk. So, but of course, we are on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So I'd like to say thank you from myself and everyone else. Everyone, take care, stay safe, and keep gaming.
Good talking, everyone. See you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Are you going to push the button?